Good morning, folks, and welcome to the Gallant Viewers Morning News for Tuesday, the 18th of June, 2024. My name's Colin, and I'm delighted to be joined today. Two fabulous guests. First of all, Scott Young. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. It's been a while since one of these, maybe a week or two since, so glad to be back.
I know. Also, you're a busy man, turning into action man. It's now 4 months till the High Rocks. How you getting on? Are you would you be able to bench me yet?
No, no, it's going well. I know. I was saying to you just before we came on. It's 4 months, and it's the end of October, and when you say end of October, you think that's ages away, but in reality, it's like 4 months. So it's not as long as you think. But no, training's go well. I've got a session after this, so yeah, see how that goes.
And of course, we're joined by Dean, jumping over the channels from the Rangers Journal. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you. How you doing, buddy?
Aye, all right, mate. All right. Last time we spoke, it was just coming up for your birthday. Was that a mental one?
It was a good day with old man. Yeah, good day with old man, my stepmom. So it was. Then I had my daughter on my birthday as well. So it was a good weekend.
Lovely stuff, mate. Lovely stuff. Nice time to have a birthday where Rangers only getting in the way and they don't get a chance to spoil it. It's always good going to Ibrox on your birthday, but you always have that gamble that Rangers ruin the birthday for a year. One of the stories we're company is Hamza Igamane. Just a shout out for the pod that the Rangers Journal done last night with Romanian football expert Yusuf. That's free on their YouTube channel. It was a decent watch. Gave us all the ins and outs of Hamza Igamane. So go and find that in the Rangers Journal. But gentlemen, before we get into the transfer rumours, we are, of course, in the middle of the Euros, and in days run by, the Euros would have the Rangers lens. There'd maybe be up to 10 players representing Rangers. There'd be even more that we'd want to be signing. But it doesn't look like we're going to be signing any big name players for the Euros this year. But we do have representation in Yanis Hagi. So day one of Hagi watch. Scott, I know you watched the Romania game yesterday. My update is Hagi is still handsome as ever. Can you give any more insight on how he got on yesterday?
I can't remember him touching the ball, which is a good start. He got, to be fair, that sounds harsh, but they were 3-0 up when he came on. So I think he was just brought on to see the game out and keep things ticking along. I was looking at just before he touched the ball 8 times and gave away a foul. So he's going well. But no, part of a Romania team that obviously, I'd say the shock of the tournament so far, and then beating Ukraine, because I had Ukraine as a dark horse in Romania, sort of just lumping away at the groups. But no, fair play to Romania yesterday, done well. And that group's up for grabs now after Belgium get beat as well.
Dean, do you see how obviously he got 30 minutes yesterday after the game became a dead rubber? And I agree with Scott, I don't think very many would have had Romania on the betting slip. But next couple of games against Belgium and then Slovakia, do you see Hagi getting much game time?
I think it's maybe all going to come down to maybe injuries or keeping maybe players from getting suspended if they're trying to get to the latter rounds. I don't think we'll see him starting. I mean, his competition's the captain, Stanchu, isn't it? So, and he scored goal of the tournament thus far for me anyway. It was an absolute standout when he played against us, wasn't he? For Prague, wasn't he? So I can't see Hagi getting in ahead of him, fortunately. But he will get minutes. But he won't get much. I don't think so, because that Stanchu was brilliant yesterday.
And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Obviously, Belgium can beat up Slovakia. If Romania, we're probably going to go to Belgium fancying a point, and I think 4 points will guarantee you going through with the third place. Like pretty much, they're already in a very, very decent place where you're getting 3 points. No, interesting to see.
I would say, sorry to interrupt, that result was probably maybe a bit of coupon buster for most people as well. I think a lot of people would have fancied Ukraine strongly yesterday to beat Romania, but wasn't the case.
No, it was not. It was not. But staying in the Eastern European region, then we're going to jump into the transfer rumours. One that's just we've done to death over the last couple of weeks is Albion Rrahmani. But Dean, I'll stick with you first. Rapid Bucharest President Viral Moldovan says that the club have received an offer, but it's lower than what they'd be looking for. He said there is at the moment an offer for Rrahmani, which from our point of view is not at his level and value. I can't say from which side. However, we want Rrahmani to continue with us. Moreover, he is under contract with the club. He's a very important player for us, and we hope that he will help us achieve our goals. It's not easy to manage such a moment. Things can be tempting when you hear that you have offers, maybe for the better, but he is a balanced boy, an okay boy. I think we will still have him. So, Dean, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I might be getting 5, but Rangers have been very heavily linked to be interested in Albion Rrahmani, set to put in an offer. The Bucharest President offer. I'm guessing it's Rangers. The whole offer that is less than expected is rumoured that they're looking between £5 and £6 million. Do you think that's too much for Rangers, or do you think they will meet it?
No, I mean, if you think Kasia memories back to last year, we paid £6 million for Danilo, so I don't think us. I think that's maybe going to be probably the maximum. I think that we're going to pay with the way that current finances are. So £6 million for your marquee signing in the summer, your number 9. I don't think it's. I don't think that's a lot. Too much for Rangers. I would be happy for us to pay that.
Scott, I don't know if I'm just burned by the last few transfer windows, but the longer the deal goes on, I feel like the less likely it is to happen nowadays. I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you would have 30-day transfer sagas, but now more recently you have Jose Cordoba and Damien Garcia. The longer that goes on and it ends up not happening, I'm starting to kind of get that feeling with Albion Rrahmani, but I don't know if I'm just a panic merchant.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's the old saying, you don't believe it to the scarf's above the head. And that's where I'm at with most of these. Like, I get bored of transfer windows, if I'm honest. Like, I just want deals done and then pre-season to start back. I just want to get to the Birmingham game, and if we get any pre-season before that, that'd be great. But I just want to get to Birmingham and then Man United. But Man United's before Birmingham, isn't it?
Aye, Man U, Birmingham, then Union Berlin.
Aye, so I just want to get pre-season because I'm sick of transfer rumours. Seen many sources of folk then digging in to see if they're reliable or not, looking at Twitter follows, like we've said in the past, get bored of it. Just wait till the scarf's above the head and then football start.
I know. It's a nightmare. But I'm going to press you and be a pain in the arse and ask you about the next rumour. Hamza Igamane, who we spoke about at the start of the show. Again, if you want the real detail on him, go and look at the Rangers Journal for that interview they done. But all reports from Morocco and from the UK are suggesting that Rangers have put in an offer for, in the region between £1.5 and £2 million. Scott, do you think he is somebody we're looking to get in as well as Albion Rrahmani or instead of Albion Rrahmani?
I think it'll be as well as, because if you look at last season, our centre forward options were Dessers, Danilo, Roof and Silva at the end of the season. We've lost 2 of them. Roof's obviously contract expired and Silva's loan's expired. So he's probably always looking again at 4 centre forwards. So I think he's probably looking for this Igamane as well as Rrahmani to sort of beef up his centre forward option. And apparently this boy can also play it wide as well. So that gives us depth on either wing and hopefully means we can get rid of a Scott Wright or a Ravi Matondo. So hopefully that I think this boy he's definitely one for the future. He's not going to be our first choice centre forward come start of the season. So I think it will just be just to bolster our centre forward options because we've got 4 competitions, 50, 60 odd games.
Well, you're talking about the start of the season. There's every chance that he might not be even available for the start of the season. Dean, obviously he's 21-year-old Moroccan. He's played 6 or 7 times for the Moroccan under-23s. He's had a decent season for FAR Rabat, and there's talk that he will make the Moroccan Olympic squad. So obviously the majority of the Olympic football squads will be under-23s. The Olympic football tournament this year starts on the 24th of July and runs to the 10th of August. So if he is selected and he is signed for Rangers, then he's going to miss the vast majority of pre-season. And, if Morocco do well, then he's going to miss the start of the season. Would that be much of an issue for you? For me, I don't think we can be short-sighted. If he is the right type of player we want long-term, I think that's just something we need to grin and bear.
Yeah, there's 2 sides of that. If we are able to get our signings in quickly and things don't drag on, and we have the luxury of, having somebody like him miss out the first few games, then yeah, I'm all for it. But then if we're actually left in a position where we're, not getting our targets and then not getting plan B, not getting plan C, I'm just being incredibly hypothetical here, and we've got him there, we're going to be screaming out for him not to go and represent his country, aren't we? So, and you can't really, players playing football, the biggest dream for them is to play for the national team, and he's, you can't stand in the way of somebody making their dreams come true. So it's Olympics and things like that. It's a big occasion, isn't it? It's not as if it's a few, or it's a mid-season tournament, or it's the Olympics. So it's a big thing. So I would be happy for him to go, and hopeful that we have got resources there to cover him when he goes. It will be one player, I guess, that will be named in the European squad that we might not have, obviously, for the qualifiers, things like that. But yeah, you've got to let him go, and hope that we're well stacked in the forward areas by that time comes.
I think you and I are probably similar vintage, Dean, where we're probably just going back to the Craig Moore scenario. I was sympathetic to it because Australia, Australian athletes is very much at a young age, they're geared to the elite level is representing the Olympics, and a lot of countries are like that. Just because bizarrely we don't have representation at the Olympics in the UK. I wouldn't blame somebody for wanting to go and represent their country in that stage.
No, definitely not for me.
No, Scott, you any strong feelings on it? Would you have the basically? I don't know. You might have still been in nappies at this point, but Craig Moore, the then Rangers captain, was going to miss the start of the season in the Champions League qualifiers because he was going to represent his national team in the Olympics, and it caused quite a bit of a stir in the Rangers support. And this is before the days of Twitter, man, and it was still toxic.
The forums.
It was in the whole school follow forums, basically an email chain as opposed to a website. So any strong feelings on if Igamane was to... this is all we've not even signed the boy yet, but again, it's a slow news day, we need something to talk about.
I think there's a few schools of thoughts when it comes to this one. You've got the club's thoughts, the players' thoughts, and the fans' thoughts. I think the club and the fans are probably in the same boat of they'd rather he stays and get pre-season under his belt and then kick on. But I think the player would be desperate to. If the player wants to, would rather be with Rangers than be with Morocco, fair enough. But I highly doubt it because of how big these countries see the Olympics. Brazil's another one. Brazil, I mind Brazil this is going back years and years, they pulled Pele out of the World Cup to play for the Olympics. Because players weren't allowed to, they want to do one or the other, and they pulled, I think it was Pele, it was a Pele or like Grinch or someone of that ilk. They pulled them from the World Cup squad to play in the Olympics. So I think these countries see the Olympics as a massive achievement, this big historic thing, even though it's not as big as it was, let's say 20 years ago. So I think the player would love to represent his country because they see that as a massive thing. The Olympics still got its history, but I think from a fan's point of view, we would much rather he go in pre-season, because players without a pre-season, players who don't join in pre-season or don't have a good pre-season, they never really, a lot of them don't really recover from it. I think of Raskin from last season. Raskin never really recovered from not being part of our pre-season or not having a rest pre-season, because he went straight from the under-21 Euros to our pre-season, never got a rest. So that messed up his entire season. And with this kid as well, I think it could have a massive impact on us. Although I will back what I said before, he's probably the fourth choice centre forward, if not third choice centre forward, behind Dessers, Danilo, and Rrahmani. So him not having a pre-season isn't as bad as someone like Butland. First name came to mind. Butland not having a pre-season, or Sterling not having a pre-season.
No, it's a good point. And again, he's 21-year-old. It's no ideal, but he's less likely to have the longer term impact than, I don't know, like a James Tavernier not having a decent pre-season because of their age. And it's not as if he's not training and competing. He would still be playing football. So, I probably take that comfort where we aren't relying on him for the first 5 games of the season. Well, we shouldn't be as Rangers. Let's not count our chickens. But the last story will come to the end, Dean. Again, there's nothing breaking today, so we're just really rehashing what the papers are kind of putting out. Connor Barron, apparently, this is according to the Rangers Review, who I'm more inclined to kind of take salt from than the record of the Sun. They're saying that Rangers have now offered an improved offer to Connor Barron. Last week in the news, we covered that there's a host of English Championship clubs interested, as well as Hellas Verona from Serie A. That was probably my concern, an Italian club, just because it's a more appealing offer than the Championship. Apparently Rangers have offered improved terms. I don't think it will be out with the realms of Rangers' budget, but it looks as if Rangers are really keen to get him in ahead of next week.
Aye, it definitely seems to have gathered some momentum, doesn't it? So, if that gets done, then that's going to be five players in. Is that right?
Who do we have so
Three,
far? Cortez,
four.
Balogun.
Oh, does Balogun count? Yeah, Inciala, Hefty. Aye, cool. Inciala, Hefty, Cortez, if we're counting Balogun, and Barron would be 5, yeah.
Aye, 15.
So that's a good, decent number, given that we're only a few days since the transfer window open. So, it's good. It's sensible business, ticks a box. We're losing the homegrown box with obviously Jack leaving. So yeah, makes sense. I just hope that we're able to get him, because he's a very, very good player. Would love to see my Ibrox. Something that's missing in the middle of the park for me. So he's I've admired him for a while. So it's good to see us looking at the young Scottish talent. It's a minimal fee that we would have to pay. So it's sensible business, given his previous injury history. So I'm all for it. Hopefully we get it done this week. When is it that pre-season starts?
Well,
They're back next week, I
good
think.
point. Aye,
Next
they
week.
start on Monday.
Right. So ideally, we want to be so the next 5 days. Ideally, we want it to be very, 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 very busy for us, because having as many players as possible to start pre-season on Monday.
Scott, I think don't know. We've probably spoke about the expectations a few times on the pod as well. Dean's mentioned we're only a few days into the transfer window officially opening, but we are 6 days away from pre-season. I get we want as many players as we want back in, ready, signed for the pre-season to get settled, but I do think we've brought 3 new signings in. We'd have a few irons in the fire. I do think we're making a decent start to the summer if we're being fair.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But what I will say about who we've signed, Hefty and Ciala, I don't know if they're going to be starters next season or not. I don't know if Hefty's not played a lot of games in his career, and Ciala maybe could be our first choice left-sided centre half. But I'm not sure if he's looking at those players as starters. So I don't know if we are building our starting 11 for next season at the moment, which is my only slight concern. It's the same with Igamane as well. I don't know if as I said, I don't think he's our first choice centre forward. Don't even know if Connor Barron would be starting for us next season. If we're getting other midfielders, we're looking at Garcia, and Garcia's still not penned a new contract yet. I don't think so. That deal's still up in the air. I think he will sign a deal, but it's not been officially signed. So we could still even get him. So I'm not sure if our starting 11 been started to be built yet, which is my only slight concern. But now getting numbers in now, I think Cortez could be our signing of the season. I really do. I really liked him from when the very few games he saw. I was really impressed with him. So I don't know if we built a starting 11, but it is good to get the numbers in early.
Absolutely. So I do agree. I think it's a good point. We need to caveat that with it's, we've not quite improved the first 11 yet, but I think then, to be fair, that the first 11 improvements will take longer to get over the line. But that will do us for today, I think. Scott, before I let you go, just we'll have up until your High Rocks. We'll show your support in the gallant few by keeping the link in the description every day. So just remind the listeners, what you're doing the High Rocks for.
So anyone who doesn't know what High Rocks is, basically it's a big fitness assault course thing. Basically, I'm doing it in Dublin. I'm doing it myself. I'm doing it for Macmillan Cancer. And on the Just Giving link, there's sort of a description of what High Rocks is, so you can give a wee read into that. Basically, I lost my uncle round about this time last year, actually, to he had a short, tough battle with cancer, and we lost him. And he was a big blue nose as well. So any donations so that families don't go through what I did last year would be much appreciated. And yeah, training hard for it and looking forward to it.
Yeah, so link in the description, folks. And again, anything, whether it's a penny or a pound, there's never a donation too small to, support a wonderful cause. So no, well done, Scott, and thanks for coming on as always, mate.
No worries. Cheers, family. On.
And last but not least, Dean, always a pleasure to get you on. Thanks very much for popping along.
Thanks for having me. It's delighted to be asked. So yeah, fairly enjoyed the wee pre-work therapy session.
I know, always a good start to the day, and to get all your Rangers worries out nice and early, isn't it?
That is, aye.
But of course, you can find more of Dean on the Rangers Journal, and there's a lot of good content coming there for every night for the boys. But yeah, so go and give them a like, subscribe, and most importantly, watch. But that'll do us for today, folks. We'll be back tomorrow morning with hopefully some more concrete stories instead of just talking about how handsome Hagi is. But until then, have a cracking Tuesday. Take care.